Hi everyone, welcome back.
Hello.
It's hot.
It is.
It is hot. Our AC is still not working, which we had some technical difficulties last time due to the heat. So equipment was hot, we were hot, feel bad for us. So you're not experiencing deja vu. We have Bola back here. We felt the topic was so important, especially right now, that we wanted to cover it also in English. So that's why we invited Bola back. Do you want to quickly introduce yourself?
Yes. Hello. Thanks for having me here. I was gonna wear the same outfit, but the people might think that is like an AI thing. But so I changed my outfit today. I'm a mental health therapist at KFM here, and then I've been here almost 5 years, including my time as a practical trainee. Very happy to be here. Yeah,
great. So before we actually get started with our topic today, we wanted to share, and I know Jennifer also shared the last episode, but we have passed 1,983 subscribers.
Yay!
I mean, we're well above that now, but that number is particularly special to us because KFM was actually founded in 1983. So I know we tried to do this last time, but due to technical difficulties, we're going to try it one more time. So if you are joining us on the live today, just put in the chat, hi, hello. We'll put in an email address for you to contact. And just email us and we'll reach out to you. We have a lot of great KFM merch that we have. So we're going to do a giveaway. So if you're in the chat, just say hi, email us, and we'll reach out back to you. But we just want to thank all the subscribers, thank everyone that watches these videos and supports us. It just helps us to get this important information out there. I think it's great conversation topics, starters, great references, stuff like that. So thank you.
Thank you.
And as always, if you have any comments or questions, feel free to put them in the chat room and we'll get to them as well. All right.
Yes.
So topic today is we're seeing a big change in mental health, I think.
Yeah.
Especially we've seen a lot of online therapists now, a lot of apps, especially I think after COVID.
Yes.
I feel like I see commercials for them everywhere, right?
Right.
So what is your take on doing therapy virtually? And do we actually do that here at KFAM?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
So online therapy, we call telehealth. We provide telehealth services when client feels safer and then comfortable on their space. And then they have a reliable internet access for sure. And then treatment goals that can be effectively addressed virtually. And then it can be very effective, the situation where client had unexpected schedule change. So let's say my client used to come in-person sessions, but due to unexpected work schedule, hey, can we meet virtually? Absolutely. So we met virtually. So having that virtual session, without cancellation or postpone a therapy, so we can kind of continue working towards the goal.
It's almost like a backup.
Yeah, kind of backup.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's not. Do we see any purely all virtually too? I would assume.
Purely or virtually, yes. I believe every clinician have a purely or virtual clients due to the clinical goal that can be effectively addressed.
Got it.
Yeah, but we use a combination of both.
Got it.
Yeah.
So then what are the advantages or disadvantages for doing therapy virtually? And then how do you know if it's right for you?
Yes. So both options have their own advantages and limitations, and the best choice depends on its client's needs and circumstances. So online therapy or telehealth can be especially helpful for people who live far away from counseling center. busy professionals who have like a difficult time for like making commute, or busy moms who need to take care of their children. And then one aspect of beneficial, I would say, is when people are experiencing social anxiety, you know, meeting someone like face to face at the first time can be daunting for them. So having virtual session at the initially, and then as time gradually like pass and then their symptoms decrease, then they can transition to our in-person session. So we can kind of use like combination. But I think personally the most effective having like in-person therapy is when we are working with children and adolescents, because like a therapy usually like involves with like art therapy or play therapy. So counseling room have like this like a materials to supplies to support the therapy. So I think that's the beneficial of like in person. Yes.
So then,
yeah,
I guess depending on your situation, you have to
Yes.
decide if it's worth it for you to do it virtually.
Yeah.
Like you said, you do, even if you do it virtually, you want to make sure you have a quiet space that you're able
Right.
to like really, you know, be involved
Yes.
in the therapy. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So then, do you feel that people are like with, you know, with all these new mental health apps, therapists online, do you feel that people are more open to receiving help than in the past? And is this,
Yeah.
you know, especially in the Korean American community,
Yes.
it's still, I mean, less of a stigma, but there still is a little bit that. Do you still see that as a generational issue, or what's your take on that?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So yes, I do think people are becoming more open to therapy and ask for help. So we can see actually within the Korean American community, according to 2024 KFM report, there was a 60% increase in mental health counseling cases in 2023 compared with the previous year. And at the same time, based on my clinical experience, I do not think openness to therapy is determined age alone. A very important factor is whether people recognize what they're experiencing as a mental health concern and understand that professional support may be helpful.
Okay, then. So have you kind of come across this in your experience?
Yes. So I have worked with some older adults who did not initially recognize their symptoms as mental health related. In some cases, their like older children contacted us, and then they describe like what they have like observed, like changes and then symptoms, and then later encourage their parents to consider counseling services. So there can be still generation influence, especially when someone grew up believing that emotional struggle should be handled like a privately within family. However, I believe mental health awareness, family beliefs, and cultural backgrounds and previous experience of counseling, if they have any, is just as important as age.
You know, I've actually, while working at KFM, I've actually also witnessed the reverse, where the parents are calling us that their kids, and their kids, mind you, are like 30, 40-year-olds that need help.
Oh, okay.
Which unfortunately we can't help them because they're adults. They have to, you know, seek the help themselves. But I thought that was interesting too.
That's interesting because like normally parents like who have like a kids like a adolescent, like I don't want to go therapy. Like okay, I'll call. You know, that can happen. But like 30s and 40s, that's like
I think there's probably separate issues there.
I think so.
But there are cases.
Okay.
So, of course, you know, we can't leave AI out of this discussion. AI is really, you know, it's seeping into almost every aspect of our lives, and that's including mental health now. So, and we actually did a poll on YouTube. Thank you to everyone that answered, with 58% of everyone saying they used AI in work, education, or finance, which makes sense. But actually the next highest percentage, which was 25%, was in health and wellness. And then the third being for personal use or fun. No one said relationships and socializing. We'll see. So the question is, does KFAM use AI, or how are we integrating AI into social services?
Yes, so at KFM, our mental health department has recently begun using AI assist documentation tool designed to support HIPAA compliance. So it helps with some of administrative aspects of clinical documentation, allowing our counselors to spend less time on paperwork, but more focus closely on the client's clinical needs. Yeah.
Okay. And like where this topic came from actually is as I was talking to one of my friends, she mentioned that AI is like her friend or like her therapist, or that AI knows her better than her husband.
Okay.
And so I think AI is still new, so I was concerned, but not enough to be like, no. But I could see that, starting to happen for other people. So then, and there are a lot of court cases, there are a lot of lawsuits against AI companies currently because people use it incorrectly and bad things happen. So what do you think are some of the dangers of AI, and what are some of the benefits of using AI for that emotional context, I guess?
Yes, that's actually a good question too. Actually, to be honest, I sometimes call AI is my best friend jokingly because I use it like very quick practical questions such as like car related, like a food related. Is it like a perishable? Like, should I eat it? Like, am I getting sick? Tell me, like,
So instead of asking your friend, you're asking AI. And it's gonna get easier because they came out with ChatGPT voice.
I know.
Which actually sounds like a person, which is scary.
Yes.
But
I mean, I use it to be honest. But as I preparing this topic, kind of made me think, what is the difference between like convenience and then like emotional support? So understanding both the benefits and risks can help us use AI thoughtfully. There's a times like when we feel like overwhelmed or like stressed. Like there's a time we need to, I gotta talk to my friend. Like we need like an emotional support. Like we want to have like a confirmation, the validation. Like in those like a vulnerable situation or like a moment, AI can respond like immediately with language like that feels empathetic. So it may help people to put their words, organize their thoughts and feel less alone in the moment.
We actually have a comment that says that AHO said, I like that I can get an answer right away and get a general idea of what my symptoms might mean.
Right.
I think people do like that immediate response, which I get because, if you schedule an appointment with a therapist, it may not be, I know sometimes we have a wait list, so it's not immediate. I get that. There is a question here. What are some specific signs that suggest game addiction or over immersion? And what are some tips for communicating with your child without hurting their feelings? Okay, we'll hold off on that. Maybe we'll save that for the end. Okay. So
So this concern is that AI responds mainly to the information and perspective we provide. So without the full context, it may reflect our own viewpoint or tell us what we want to hear.
Right.
It may not challenge our thoughts and emotions in the way that a therapist or someone who knows us well might. So that immediate response can also lead to over-reliance. It's just like watching short form videos, 10 minutes, everyday basis, without realizing, I watched 30 minutes or 1 hour. So it can be, over-reliance. I can say that. So in the same way, we should be cautious if turning to AI for emotional support becomes an automatic habit, or we begin treating its interpretation as facts.
Okay. I would say whatever answer you get out of AI, you still have to check it,
Right.
Because it's only pulling information off of what they can find online.
Yes.
Not knowing if that is correct or not. It's just it's what it's found, right? And
Yeah.
so So let's be honest.
Yeah.
Dealing with people, not easy.
It's not easy.
Even people you love.
Right.
Not easy. It might be even harder,
Yes.
Yeah. And I've actually heard someone say that in the future, because of the use of AI, we're actually going to lose more humanity and feel more isolated. So, and it's because, AI can't laugh with you.
Right.
It can't cry with you. It can agree with you, but it can't hold your hand, all that stuff. And so where should people draw the line, or what are some tips to using AI responsibly in an emotional context?
Yeah. So I think the line is crossed when AI begins making decisions for us, or begins like replacing the healthy relationship that I used to have, or the healthy activities that I already have. So I will encourage people to remember two principles. First, we should remain in charge of our own decision. Yeah, AI can provide like inaccurate or one-sided information. So we should compare important information with someone professional when needed, or someone we trust. That's very important. And second, we should pay attention to where our conversation with AI leading us. So one helpful question is asking, is AI making my life healthier, or is it beginning to replace the healthy relationship activities that I already have? So by asking two principles, I think we can like draw the line, so you can use a kind of like balanced way.
Okay, so we do have a comment from Sue Park. AI 안 쓰는 게 좋나요? 궁금증 생기면 바로 묻기 너무 좋습니다.
맞아요.
So so the comment is it better not to use AI? It's, if you have something that you're curious about, it's so nice that you can get a response right away. And we're not saying, that AI is bad. I mean, we all use it, let's be honest. But you recognizing that AI has limitations. It's still early. I mean, it's been around for a few years, but over like the widely used part of it is still new for everyone. And so I think recognizing what Bola said is there are limitations, fact checking, making sure that it's not, you're not relying on it to make your decisions, basically.
Yes. Yeah, when it comes to like a very important decision making. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so at the moment, like, I want to ask you, Shana, like, have you ever used AI for emotional support? Well, like, do you turn into it, like, when you need to process something?
No, not
at all?
I am not. I don't use it for emotional support whatsoever.
Okay.
I use it mainly for work or when I need, like, a large amount of research done quickly.
All right.
And so, and I will say, using AI, it's only as good as what you put in.
Yes.
And even then, I will say the answers are probably 50-50. 50% of the time it's good, 50% of the time it's not, and I'll still have to do my work on, without it. And so, like, most recently, there's two instances where I used AI. And there's two different outcomes. One was I had my home computer was broken. Something was broken. And so I used AI and I'm like, oh, it's making me think I'm like some kind of computer engineer, like it's like giving me all the steps and directions. I still end up having to call customer support because it just didn't work. The second instance was where I had to use this new program for our upcoming gala, and it's a program that I had never used before, but AI actually helped me through each of the steps, something that I might never have done before, like, because I don't know the program, I've never used it before, but it actually helped me to at least get to what I needed it to do. So, 50-50.
Yeah, yes.
AHO says, I use several different AI tools to ask about my symptoms, and they often give me different answers. Why does that happen, and should I avoid trusting them and see a mental health professional instead? Yes, you should see a mental health professional. Do you want to answer the first part? Like, why would sometimes different answers come out?
That's actually, I'm not quite sure. But I think overall, I mean, I'm gonna say like a later, but like AI cannot really observe like a, like in person, like facial expression or like a non-verbal communication. That's really very important, like clue on clinical ends. We have to like see the effect, and then their presentation is matching. If it's not matching, that kind of stuff. So at the end, like seeing the therapist, not only like a clinical judgment, but seeing overall like presentation of like the attire and the like speech, all that kind of stuff. So that's very important. But I think like why it's like giving different diagnoses is I think maybe onset of like a symptoms develop or like intensity. I think that probably kind of gave the very answer, but I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, and I think depending on which AI, it sounds like you use different AI tools. So each AI tool might be pulling something different from online. You just, they're not all going to pull from the same thing.
Right.
You would hope so, but if they're pulling from different sources, then of course those outcomes are going to look different as well, even if you put in the same prompt.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I think why people like AI so much is because there's that anonymity, right? And the AI can't judge you for what you put in. So I think it actually makes people more honest with their AI bot. So do you think that could lead to being more open and honest with AI than you would with anyone else?
Absolutely, I think so, because I use that AI in that way, to be speaking frankly. Yes. Yeah. I mean, no one likes to get like judged, but that's a very important in the end, aspect. But like, when we talk to another person, we may worry about like what people might think of us or like whether they judge us, like if like we're kind of cautious about whether I'm gonna make them feel uncomfortable. And sometimes that conversation can make an argument, right? But talking to AI may feel like less socially risky.
Right.
Yeah, so at least we do not have to like see AI's facial expressions, worry about getting into fight or upset with them. Because of that, people may feel more comfortable sharing concerns, and they cannot easily discuss with others, including experiences with like that bring shame or make them feel vulnerable.
So then what do you think are some limitations with AI then?
Yes, so that sense of like comfort also points to one of the AI's limitations. Like typical text-based AI relies mainly on what the users choose to type.
Right.
Yeah, so it may not fully recognize nonverbal, such as changes in tone of voice, like facial expressions, body language, or silence. Silence is another form of like nonverbal language. So a therapist can consider not only what the client says, but also the client's nonverbal communication. And when necessary, a therapist can gently point out concerns and like the patterns that the client may not recognize. And then this is, I think, important when there's like safety concerns related issue that might arise. And then we can connect the client with the appropriate support. So AI may help someone take the first step to express their thoughts and emotions. But I do not believe it can like fully replace like the trained therapist.
I mean, using AI, it makes you feel so good. Like whatever you put in, AI says, "Oh, that's a great point."
I know, yeah.
But why don't you try this instead? It's really nice to use AI, I guess. So those are some great points. So yes, relationships are hard.
Right.
Any kind of relationship is hard. But I also think that it's through other people, relationships that we grow as people. because if you're only dealing with an AI bot that tells you yes, yes, that's great, you know, like how can you grow as a person? Because like you're not going to learn other people's point of views.
Right.
You're not going to learn to empathize for other people. So that's where I see like, oh, that could be dangerous when you're fully looking to AI for those kind of that support.
Yeah.
And we're, you know, with smartphones, we're already seeing people kind of going back to the dumb phones because it's just constant, you know, you're constantly on that. And so do you think eventually we'll see people kind of getting sick of AI and kind of moving towards not using it?
Personally, I think that's possible. You know, like we still don't know how quickly AI will like advance, and then like we don't know how deeply it will become integrated into our daily lives. But I think people may begin to experience a form of AI fatigue. You know, like people do not necessarily choose dumb phones because they dislike technology or reject it completely. For many, it is a sense of like gaining like control of their like choice and then pay attention and then more like well-being, that aspect. So I think something similar can like happen to AI. Yeah.
This comment actually made me laugh. Sorry, as Bola was talking, I laughed. So Andy Studio said, I actually find that talking to AI gives me more comfort than talking to my wife sometimes.
I can do that. Okay.
I can see that, but maybe marriage counseling
is recommended.
Oh, that made me laugh. Okay. So, you know, it's wonderful that people are becoming more open, you know, to receiving help. But we want to make sure that everyone is doing it correctly because there's so much out there.
Right.
So I feel like, you know, sometimes I feel like finding a therapist is like dating, right?
It is.
It's not like one and done, you know. Sometimes it does take time to see if that therapist is a right fit for you.
Right.
And so, because I don't know, what's the average time do you think before you know this therapist isn't right? Because I've heard some people say like it takes at least like 6 months, 3 months to kind of figure out if you guys are a good, you know, match.
Yeah, I would say like 3 months to 6 months.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I don't think that if, you know, in the first 2 sessions and you don't like it, that you just want to change, you know, something. I give it some time, you know, to feel it out. But so what are some tips on choosing the right therapist? And then what are some things people should look for when searching for a therapist?
Yes. So therapy involves like putting very personal and emotional experience into words. So you want to make sure you can fully express yourself in a language that feels comfortable to you. So it can also be helpful to consider whether the therapist understands the cultural background, like such as immigration experience and other important aspects of your life. But but when choosing therapists, it is important to confirm that the therapist is licensed. And if they are still working towards licensure, make sure they are properly registered and receiving professional supervision.
Okay, so where can people search to see if their therapist is licensed in their state? And then what if they're not licensed in their state?
Yes, that's a good question. Actually, people can search. So if you type Department of Consumer Affairs license search, you can check whether a therapist license or registration is current. And whether they have been any like disciplinary action.
Yeah, I think that's very important.
Yes.
Because you want to make sure that the person, because I would assume that it's a very intimate relationship between therapist and client. And so if they've done something that they shouldn't be doing, you want to make sure, because, you know, therapists can help you heal, but they could also do damage as well if it's not done correctly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but if the therapist is not licensed in your state, ask whether they are legally authorized to provide therapy where you are physically located. So because like each state has a different requirements, so you can also contact your state licensing board if you are unsure.
Okay, so you can still see someone from a Yes, I think most people don't know that you have to be licensed in each different state,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
And so you want to make sure that the therapist you're seeing is licensed in the state that you are in, and that's just for legal reasons.
Legal reasons.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so then what are the services that KFAM's mental health department offers, and what are our strengths when it comes to helping community members?
Yes, so we offer individuals, couples, and family counseling, and as well as like a medication support if deemed necessary. And one of the KFAM's greatest strengths is that like the therapists, like counselors, they speak both English and Korean. So our professionally trained counselors understand both Korean and American cultural backgrounds, so allowing us to provide culturally responsive service. Yeah.
Okay, we'll go back to that question. So they did add that the child is 16 years old, and then what are some specific signs that suggest game addiction or over immersion, and what are some tips for communicating with your child without hurting their feelings? So I guess for me, and I'm not a therapist, but I would say anything that makes you not perform daily activities is probably considered addiction.
Yes.
If you have something to add to that.
Yeah, that's a good point. If the 16-year-old, let's say, refuse to do like a homework or a daily like basis, like very basic needs, and then kind of refuse to talk to parents, or kind of become like very isolated and then playing like the computer games, I think that's considered kind of as red flag. And then the more the parents like initiate like talking, or like it can kind of like, you know, consider as a kind of nagging to the kid. So I think to first try to be more like calm, and then try to initiate like what the playing game means to the kids. What are the function of this like a playing game? Like it can like relieve, like a stress relief, or they're like comfort zone. So kind of like understand the situation more, and then if I need like a professional help, then seeking therapist is a good way to seek help.
Yeah. And I would say, and I don't know what the situation is here, is it your expectation of how much the child should be playing versus what the child's expectation of how long they've been? Because, you know, once you start playing, you might not realize how much time is going. And so I think setting those, you know, those rules. So like you can play once all these other things are done. Your responsibilities still need to be completed. But if all they're doing is playing games and all this other stuff is not happening, then that is a problem. And yeah, I would agree. If it's something that you don't feel comfortable or you feel equipped to communicate with your child, you know, get outside help. You know, I think that's a great point.
Thank you.
Yes. So thank you for the question. No, we didn't forget you. I just wanted to make sure we had enough to. She was thank you for bringing up the question.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap this up. So, and I think the overall takeaway is that AI is not bad.
It is not
right.
bad.
In and of itself, AI is not bad. However, only if it's used correctly. So, in anything, I think anything, however good it is, if you're using it incorrectly, is bad, you know? And so we just want to make sure that everyone understands that, yes, while AI is good, we want to make sure that we're using it responsibly. You know, a lot of the lawsuits out there is because they take it to the extreme. And there was no, like, there was no one there to question it. And so that's why those things happen. Yeah, but thank you for joining us again.
Thank you for having me.
So thank you to everyone that, you know, asked questions and said hi. We'll definitely, you know, reach out to us. And the next live stream is going to be on Friday, September 11th, and Jennifer will be back with another KFAM therapist, Myung, and it's actually a very hot topic right now, which is postpartum depression.